reach is the same. But look at the connect.
One win him. One win him. Okay, everybody's out. Take your time.
All right, we're ready to go here with tonight's main event. Sergey Kovalev taking on Anthony Yarde, the biggest fight of Yarde's young career. And Dre, Sergey Kovalev looked ripped.
His body looked good. I haven't seen Sergey Kovalev with a six-pack before. His midsection looks good, and as fighters, that's how we judge the type of shape that another fighter's in. So he seems to have taken this assignment seriously. In this first round, this is Kovalev's 106th championship round. It's Yarde's first, as we've talked about. Kovalev has to establish his jab and start to touch Yarde early to let Yarde know that, hey, this is a different level. I'm the champion, and this is what it feels like to be in with the champion. And Yarde's going to have to get his jab going so he can start to land his combinations as well.
Saw Yarde miss with a looping left hook. It was really quick, but wasn't able to get there. He was able to get there with that one, but Kovalev able to take it on the chin and move forward.
You know, you see Yarde with that Mayweather-esque type of defense. You know, the left hand is down by his stomach area. You know, the right hand of Kovalev is available as of right now.
You see, this is what I was talking about earlier about the wide. Floyd Mayweather will use that, but he'll use it at a certain point in the fight. Yes. He'll use it when he feels like he's got his opponent going or when he's trying to counter. He doesn't do that in the first round. Floyd Mayweather comes out with the jab. He uses movement. He establishes his range. Yarde isn't doing that right now. He's starting the first round with that left hand down. That's not a good sign.
Not a good sign.
Kovalev does start off with that jab, pawing it upstairs, going downstairs with it as well. Stalking, allowing Yarde to move laterally.
But you see which way Yarde is moving. He's moving away from the right hand right now. He's moving to his own right side to move away from the right hand of Kovalev.
Nice left hook there from Anthony Yarde. He's got quickness in his hand.
Yes.
His footwork isn't the best, but nonetheless, if you punch with him, you're giving him a chance. And that's exactly what Kovalev doesn't want to do. He wants to start off boxing, establish his range, and he gets caught with the left hook coming in, followed by the right hand by Yarde.
Yarde is dangerous, as we've been saying throughout the build-up of this main event, early in this fight, the 4th, 5th, 6th round. But again, past the 6th round, it may spell trouble for Anthony Yarde, not having really been in that territory in big fights.
Yarde right now, he's controlling range with the jab outside, and occasionally he'll turn over a nice little check hook to check the hands of Kovalev when Kovalev steps in and tries his jab.
And you see the jab to the body from Sergey Kovalev. He's a little lazy with it, and Yarde can come over the top with a right hand, but that means he's got to get in range.
See, every time Kovalev steps forward, what Yarde is doing, you see the little check left hook right there he's throwing? That's putting him in position to be able to throw the right hand. He hasn't thrown it yet.
It's clear to see in his first round that Yarde is a lot faster than Sergey Kovalev.
That's been the difference this round, Dre. Yarde has been a lot quicker. To the target.
Kovalev thinking. You can look in his eyes and tell that he's trying to figure out how to offset the speed of Yarde.
And Yarde, if he gets a chance to win, he'll have a special celebration when he becomes champion. For Sergey Kovalev, what a big difference that is. And let's see what adjustments both guys make here. Now the fight started, and Kovalev stalks across the ring for round 2.
Right now it's been the speed of Yarde that's been giving Kovalev a little problem, a little trouble. And plus, Yarde is reactive. You know, he's responding. Every time Kovalev steps in, he's bringing a shot. He's punching. So it's keeping Kovalev at bay at the moment and keeping him thinking.
Yeah, it's making Kovalev think twice before he reaches out with a jab or tries to land a right hand.
All right, you guys have been in the ring multiple times on this level. The white gloves of Sergey Kovalev. Some fighters say, hey, I don't wear white because it shows the punches.
Yes.
What do you think, Tim?
Yeah, you don't wear white. And I made that mistake when I fought Manny Pacquiao in my last fight. I wore white gloves. and, you know, he can see the punches coming. You don't want that.
And, you know, against a guy like Yarde, those white gloves look a lot slower because you see the flashy gold gloves of Yarde coming at quick speed.
Yeah, now I never bought too much into the color of the gloves. I was only concerned about the color of my gloves. Once I got that right, I didn't worry about too much else.
Tim was always concerned about the color of the check.
You're dang right. Green. Gotta be green.
No holding.
The interesting thing about Kovalev is even though he's a strong puncher, he's not physically strong. I was surprised when I got inside how easily I was able to manhandle him and push him back. He's not physically strong, but he is a strong puncher. There is a difference.
Very interesting observation from a man who can make it because he's been in the ring with a nice left hook there from Sergey Kovalev, kind of a jab 45 hook. Works for him early, and the crowd gets going. Anything that Kovalev does is going to get the crowd and Yarde going.
Beautiful jab by Kovalev. Now Kovalev is he's throwing a jab at the chest of Yarde, and he's changing levels. He's going down to the body, he's mixing it up, and then popping it up top, you know, with a straight jab to the head as well.
Yarde has had good success with the check hook, like you mentioned, Tim, and even the right hand, but he's doing it without a jab. If he picks that jab up, he'll have even more success.
There's a couple of things that Yarde needs to do in order to be in this fight, be competitive, and dream of winning. That's work the jab, number one, because Kovalev's a great jabber, or counter the jab. And the other thing is work the body. We've seen the vulnerability of Kovalev downstairs, and you know, historically, if you look at the fact that he's had issues with drinking and other situations outside of the ring, that's where you would want to concentrate as a young fighter.
Yeah, that's where you want to go, but you have to be in the lion's den to get that body work off, and you have to know what you're doing when you're in there. That's not really Yarde's game. He just landed a straight right to the body about 30 seconds ago. That's where you'll probably see Yarde land his body shots. He's not really an inside fighter like that. But you're right, Bernardo.
And you set that blueprint yourself. All right, next week we will add to his collection of WBA and WBO straps. That'll be August 31st on ESPN+. We'll have Joe Tessitore and Mark Kriegel joining the crew when we go to London. Round 3 of a scheduled 12-round championship fight. Through the first 2 rounds, we see that Kovalev's thrown more than twice as many jabs and landed 3 times as many jabs as Anthony Yarde. Early on, Yarde proving he belongs, but not doing anything spectacular as of yet.
But I think he's doing enough to keep the crowd out of it, and he's doing enough to get Kovalev's respect, and that's a good start for the young fighter.
Real good start right now. He just missed with the right hand over the top. And you were talking about Kovalev not having stable legs in the inside. I can see that, Trey. Look at those tall, linky, you know, pencil legs he has. You know, you just don't have any strength with that, man.
It's just not the way he was taught coming up. Yeah, it wasn't, you know, it's not the way they teach them where he's from. He's about, you know, staying outside and using his long reach and landing that long right hand.
Yarde has put himself in harm's way. Kovalev haven't seen it yet, but every time Yarde misses with that check left hook, he's available for a right hand of Kovalev.
It's those bad habits that you form against lower-level competition that you cannot afford to make against elite fighters. And if Kovalev catches up on that, it changes the fight.
Yeah, Bernardo, those bad habits work until they don't work.
Exactly, until somebody makes you pay.
Good body shot from Yarde.
Great body shot, and you saw the response. You saw Kovalev, what did he do? He grabbed his shorts, grabbed his trunks. He didn't like it.
If we didn't know already, Sergey Kovalev does not like it to the body.
He doesn't like when you pull him down and land to the body either. That's what the third man in the ring, Luis Pavon, saw. But that's what you want to do if you're Yarde. You want to get inside his head. You want to get him thinking about those shots downstairs. And you already see the irritation on the face of Sergey Kovalev above the left eye.
Yes.
It's from that little check hook that occasionally Yarde lands when Kovalev steps in to shoot the jab in there.
The key for Kovalev all night long is the left hand. That's good Kovalev. That's the Kovalev that has the most success with the right hand. He's got to use the left hand and keep it busy. Different speeds, shoot it high, shoot it low. He can't just pose in front of Yarde because Yarde will pick him apart, sort of like he's doing right now.
There's that quick check hook. Yep. Anthony Yarde. Kovalev looking slow early here in the first 3 rounds.
Nice jab to the body, stabbing jab to the body for Yarde. He needs to continue to do that now, and now he's changing levels on Kovalev.
This is the classic youth versus experience.
First 3 rounds in the books here from Chelyabinsk, Russia. And there is a turn to fight.
A month, Tim?
Yeah, man, it took a minute, man. Beautiful jab. Both guys exchanging jabs right here.
That's where Kovalev gets in trouble when he tries to reach, or if he stops in the middle of a combination. The quicker, sharper fighter in Yarde is going to catch him every time.
That is a great sign. You mentioned it earlier, Ray, because he's keeping the crowd out of the fight. Once they get energized, Kovalev will get energized, and that changes the dynamic of the entire fight as Kovalev comes out throwing that long lead right to the chest of Anthony Yarde. Bernardo Osuna alongside Timothy Bradley and Andre Ward. Glad you're here with us on ESPN+. Our fight is in Chelyabinsk, Russia, a homecoming fight for Sergey Kovalev, who's facing the young upstart but untested and unbeaten Anthony Yarde.
Yarde now bringing the tempo up on his jab. Bringing the output. Nice uppercut right there from Kovalev. Good opening start for Yarde this round.
Mentioned the fact that Yarde did not spar for this fight. He just had the assistant to Tunde Ajayi attacking him. They said, look, we try to work on the teacher training the student and reacting and working on countering, not getting hit to the head. That's very unconventional, Dre.
Yeah, I mean, there's only a couple fighters that I know in history who have done that. I mean, Nigel Benn, another UK fighter. Good sequence from Kovalev right there.
Ooh, beautiful sequence.
Nigel Benn didn't spar. He was rugged. He wasn't really a flashy guy. That's not Yarde's game. Yarde depends on being flashy, using his skills. So, I don't really understand why they don't spar. The upside to that is he's preserved. He hasn't taken punishment. But you also don't get a chance to test yourself and see exactly where you're at if you don't have a true sparring partner.
Yeah, what's going to happen when Kovalev lands cleanly, which will happen at some point in this WBO light heavyweight world title fight.
Anyways, I don't get it and I don't like it. That's like being a bike racer or a bike rider and don't ever get on the bike. Come on, man. I don't like it. It's terrible. You need to spar. That's where you learn.
Kovalev is heating up here in the 4th round of his fight. He's letting his hands go. Ajayi's left hook is his best weapon, but it's sporadic and it's singular. It's not thrown in combination.
No, it's singular. He's putting himself in a bad position. He's having success at moments. I'm talking about Yarde. But look at the right hand of Kovalev. You know, the right hand is down at times. He's not being, responsible and keeping that right hand up, holding that phone. So he's getting hit with the left hook on the way in at times. There it is again.
What you want to look for if you're watching Yarde closely is when fatigue sets in,
yes,
what type of fighter does he turn out to be? I've seen, he's only had a couple fights that went past 6 rounds, and his work rate drops off drastically. That has a lot to do with the muscle mass,
yes,
the physique. Timothy Bradley was the exception, not the rule. He's the only guy that had muscles that could throw combinations for 12 rounds. Yarde is not that guy that's going to catch up to him if this fight progresses.
And plus the sparring as well goes along with that. Exactly. If you don't spar, you don't know how long you can go. Once that fatigue sets in sparring, and it sets in there, he doesn't know where he doesn't know what he's going to be. He has no idea. He can only guess.
The zoo is in the house as well. He was a...
Sergey Kovalev, he missed the right, but he landed the left swivel jab that landed clean, that got Yarde's attention. Here we see Yarde and Kovalev exchange left hands. Good sequences from both men as we head into the 5th round. And somebody looks nervous.
Throwing punches, semi-punches. And here, great instructions from Buddy McGirt. Against the young fighter who's never been past 7 rounds, you want to work the body early, make him expend energy, and then find out how he reacts when you take him into deep water.
That's when Yarde is explosive. He's explosive with the 1-2. He's not explosive with combinations. He's explosive in a short spot. That's all Kovalev has to look out for, is that explosive 1-2, left hook right hand or jab right hand from Yarde.
When Kovalev establishes that jab, he's explosive with it. It's not just a rangefinder. It's a snap-your-head-back jab.
I know a little something about that.
Yeah, you do.
Unfortunately.
And speaking of jabs, through 4, twice as many thrown from Sergey Kovalev, 42 landed from the Russian champion.
Now Yarde is coming behind that left hook with the right hand over the top. He had success a little bit early, about 10 seconds ago against Kovalev. He's making a small adjustment right now. Now he's bringing the right hand behind that left hook, that check left hook.
So both fighters letting their hands go more here in round number 5 of the scheduled 12-round championship affair. You see Yarde trying to land that right to the body. There's the jab of Sergey Kovalev. That snaps Yarde's head back. There it is again.
Kovalev just showed the right hand, but really he wanted the left jab that landed clean.
Yarde has no answer for that jab. He needs to get his head up off the line. He's keeping his head right in the middle to be hit with the jab.
You can see the fatigue setting in.
Already.
The big arms are getting heavy. That's a trade-off for having a physique like that in the sport of boxing.
Only a guy like Tim Bradley who has muscles on top of muscles could deal with something like that. But is Yarde a Tim Bradley type, or is he an Anthony Joshua type where the muscles cause fatigue?
He's an Anthony Joshua type because he's getting fatigued already. I can see it.
Senses that Yarde is fatiguing, and Kovalev is looking for a right hand over the top.
You see Yarde breathing through the mouth. It's only the 5th round, and he really hasn't expended that much energy. It's not like he's been a whirlwind in the ring tonight, and already he's breathing profusely.
Yarde is going to have to make a decision sooner or later to stand there and fight. Stand his ground. He has to get respect from Kovalev.
His right hand from Kovalev short. Good head movement there from Yarde. Didn't land flush, but you see the danger that Kovalev poses at any time if Yarde does not start to establish something. And there you see the right hand from Kovalev to close out this 5th round.
See Kovalev showing the right hand, didn't really throw it. There we go. He landed that and he missed the swivel jab. But that's a key combination that Kovalev likes to throw. Here we see Yarde answering with the one left hook, the check hook that Timothy Bradley talked about earlier. Not a lot of damage, but he got Kovalev's attention.
What did he say? Hard.
That's Tunde Ajayi saying he's tired when he knows his guy is tired.
But see, here's the thing. Tunde did a lot of talking leading up to the fight. He was quiet in the corner right now when his fighter needed him the most to motivate. This is when you have to talk the most and give the best instructions. Not before the fight, but in fight.
In fight.
The great trainers are the ones who make the adjustments and give the precise instructions. What did Buddy McGirt tell Sergey Kovalev the round before? Go to the body, use your jab, hit him anywhere with it, just use it. Those are precise instructions. Experience in the corner and in the ring, crucial tonight.
And this is what Tunde has to understand. Yarde's reputation is not the only one that's on the line tonight. His is as well.
You see the combination punching from Sergey Kovalev, letting his hands go a little bit more. Yarde just going for one shot at a time.
No holding.
Counter there from Kovalev with the left. Allowed Yarde to let his hands go and then made the youngster pay.
Yarde is dangerous once again in the 2- and 3-punch range. He doesn't really throw anything beyond that.
Mouthpiece of Anthony Yarde flew out. Referee Luis Pavon threw it to the corner. Now he wants it washed. They're taking their time. They didn't have that second mouthpiece ready. But that just tells you something. 6th round, the guy's breathing hard from the mouth, gets hit with a nice shot, mouthpiece goes flying out. There's that jab once again.
That jab again. That's been the story all night long. Yarde hasn't found a way to get rid of that jab coming from Kovalev.
Kovalev is patiently looking for a right hand over the top.
Oh, nice check hook from Kovalev in a 3-punch combination to follow that up. Then uses the legs to move laterally, sets up Yarde in the center of the ring.
And you want to know why Yarde is coming forward now? Yarde is coming forward because he's frustrated getting hit with that jab. And he's listening to the crowd, and now he's taking risks and taking chances to get close to land something against Kovalev. That's the reason why he's stepping forward. His pride is being affected.
For the first 4 rounds, Dre, the crowd was out of it. Now they're in it, and Kovalev is feeling that vibe.
You're right, Bernardo. Kovalev woke him up.
When you're in that defensive posture like that, there's not a lot of punches that you can throw from that position. You know, you're not going to have power on your left hook, even though he's throwing it. You're going to have power only on the right hand. That's it. And you put yourself in a no-man's land situation where you can't land combinations.
Kovalev throwing 3-4 punches at a time.
These are the questions that the boxing world had for Yarde. When things aren't going your way, who are you really?
Are you a lion or are you a cub? That is the question that was on everybody's mind regarding Anthony Yarde. Lions in the camp. Well, there's one right now. His name is Sergey Kovalev. We're halfway through this championship fight, and next week you won't want to miss. Oh, not next week. That's Lomachenko. In a few weeks, September 14th, Roy Jones is there. We'll have Tyson Fury in Vegas. Those are the words of a champion. Tyson Fury, who faces unbeaten Otto Wallin September 14th from Las Vegas on ESPN+. We're halfway through this fight, and Anthony Yarde has been into the 7th round, but never past the 7th round, so he is really looking to make a statement here in this round against the champion and the veteran, Sergey Kovalev.
See, he's landing that left hook, but there's no power on the left hook. The weight is transferred on the back foot. It needs to be transferred on the weight foot to be able to generate punching power with the left hook for Yarde.
We talked about the importance of the jab, and through 6 rounds, Kovalev has landed 62 of 221. And, you know, Yarde 15 of 114, so he's missed on almost 100 jabs thrown on this fight against a guy who's not the quickest in the world, doesn't have the best head movement. So is it technique, lack thereof? What is it that doesn't allow Yarde to connect?
I don't know what Yarde is complaining about right here, and I don't even know what the referee warned Kovalev about. You protect yourself at all times. The referee can yell break, but you got to protect yourself. If I see an opening, I'm going to take that shot. This isn't the amateurs, man. This is the pro game.
Well, he only had 12 amateur fights, so not a lot of experience for Yarde.
So you see that jab from Sergey Kovalev. Once that stick is out there and he's connecting, there's no answer from Yarde. One of the big questions was, how will he deal with this prolific jab of Sergey Kovalev? He still has no answer after 6 completed rounds.
It was good right hand from Yarde just a few moments ago. Still dangerous in spots.
Yes.
Yarde is still dangerous with 1, 2s, and 3s. That's what Kovalev has to be on guard about. And Yarde, even though this fight is slowly shifting towards Kovalev's way, he's got to find deep inside his belief. Whatever he had coming into this fight, the lions in the camp, people doubting him, feeling like he wasn't ready, he's got to summon up the strength internally and to believe in himself right now.
He's trying to make an adjustment, but he's not doing it the right way. He's coming behind the jab, and now he's digging down to Kovalev's body. And what did Kovalev do? He's holding on.
There's answers. There's ways to
now he's
finding Kovalev.
Yeah, now he's finding the key. The key is the body.
There it is.
Nice round from Anthony Yarde.
There's a body shot once again from Yarde. Kovalev does not like that. There it is. Another left hook downstairs from Yarde.
He finally figured it out. He finally made the adjustment. Yarde going down to the body of Kovalev. He knows he doesn't like it down there. Now he's made that adjustment and going down there and having a lot of success right now.
Kovalev's whole demeanor changed when those body shots start landing.
And his jab is in his pocket now because of the body
He's
shot.
trying to protect himself. He's trying to defend his body. He's not worried about punching. He's worried about defending that.
All right, we talk about the light heavyweight.
Roberto Ramirez. I love what he's done, you know, in the lower weight class. Now he's moving up. He looked good in his first fight at light heavyweight, and I feel that he has the skill set and he has experience to stay with anybody in this division.
A lot of young fighters from the Russian bloc, and then we've got this veteran in Sergey Kovalev, who still proves that when he is on target, when he's focused, he's a hard out. But Anthony Yarde wants to prove that a young gun can come in here and knock off the grizzled veteran, and that body work is effective once again for Yarde.
This is what you call an in-fight adjustment. Yarde landed some clean body shots, and all of a sudden the light bulb went off in his head. He said, oh, that's where I need to go.
Exactly.
Kovalev doesn't like that. Yarde knew intellectually that body shots are the answer, but now experientially he's in there. He saw the reaction from Kovalev, and he's having success right now, and the fight is slowly shifting toward Yarde's way.
And last round we saw that shift towards the body shots, connecting 6 of 16 was Anthony Yarde. That changed the complexion of the fight and the demeanor of Sergey Kovalev in that 7th round.
Stop. Okay.
So my question is, you know that Yarde's going to the body. How do you counteract that?
Well, you go down to his body.
Yeah, you go down to his body, but Kovalev's not going to learn how to defend his body all of a sudden right now, right before our eyes. So he's got to pick his jab up. That's how he keeps Yarde out at bay, where he can land the types of shots that he wants to land. The left hand is the key for Kovalev.
Right now, if I'm in Yarde's corner and I'm telling him to press on that gas tank, you're going to have to take some, son, but to dish some out as well. Go down to this man's body, break him down. I could see him deteriorating slowly.
Nice 1-2 combination there from Anthony Yarde. Shots to the head of Sergey Kovalev. There you see Kovalev going over the top. Nice jab from Sergey Kovalev. And here comes Yarde. This is probably the most engaging round we've seen in the first 8 rounds of this fight.
Yeah, but it started a couple of rounds ago, Bernardo. Now you see Yarde having...
Oh, big right hand from Anthony Yarde. Seems to rock Kovalev.
Kovalev doesn't need to fight right now. He needs to try to tie up, clear his head, but Yarde's not giving him an opportunity to.
Here he is. Lion is in the camp. And here comes Anthony Yarde pouring it on Sergey Kovalev, who's forced to hold on.
This is boiled down. Who wants it the most? Who wants it more?
Kovalev was stopped in the 7th round by the later Alvarez, stopped in the 8th round by Andre Ward. And here comes Yarde, pushing hard. And Kovalev looks like he's in trouble.
This is a fight.
Yarde's breathing deep as well. But Kovalev taking the horse here in round number 8. Huge round for the young Lion. And here we see Egis Klimas, his manager, very concerned. And we have a great slate of fights coming up for you on ESPN Plus and ESPN.
I'm going to give you this round to show me something. Okay?
Nice overhand right there.
You're getting hit with too many punches.
You know what? Yarde got aggressive. He found the key, like Dre alluded to earlier. Found the key by going down to the body and pressing forward and backing up Kovalev. He landed some severe power shots in there against Kovalev, and you heard the response from the trainer.
Yes,
Buddy McGirt.
You know, Buddy McGirt was in the corner of Maxim Dadashev, and so he's looking out for Sergey Kovalev. And maybe this is exactly what Canelo Alvarez saw in Sergey Kovalev, and that's why he wanted to fight for the light heavyweight championship of the world against a 36-year-old.
36 years old, and also been in a lot of wars, a lot of tough fights. That's what we're seeing right now. The younger guy with the fresher legs, determined, pressing forward, taking some to give some.
16th consecutive world championship fight for Kovalev. Dre, he does well when he's ahead, not so much when he's forced to dig deep.
Well, yeah, Kovalev's a front runner. Point blank. There's no other way around that. He likes to be ahead. He likes to be in his comfort zone. When you take him out of that and you're not enamored with the power, and you can take the power, and you don't care that he's Sergey, the crusher Kovalev, then you start to see a different guy in the ring, and that's what we're seeing right now.
9th round of the scheduled 12th rounder. Anthony Yarde had never been past the 7th round. Now he's in uncharted territory. Points at his heart. The crowd is into it. Things are lighting up here between Kovalev and Yarde as things heat up in this 9th round.
Kovalev can't get caught up in what Yarde is doing. He's got to get his shots off. When he gets inside, tie him up, make the referee do his job, break you, reset, rinse and repeat. Keep doing that over and over again, because he doesn't have an answer, and I'm talking Kovalev, for the inside game of Yarde. But Yarde, once again, is not only fighting Kovalev, he's fighting fatigue.
Oh, big jab there from Sergey Kovalev. But nothing's following it up. You see that right glove with that loose tape on it. Old veteran move. Give the man a breather. As soon as the referee takes a look at it, decides it becomes an issue. So take him to the corner.
Beautiful shot right there by Kovalev. Out at range, Kovalev is dangerous. Yarde right now is trying to find it within himself to come back with some combinations, but he's exhausted. He's fatigued.
We all know what he needs to do. He needs to go to the body of Sergey Kovalev. He's not able to do it because of what Tim said. Yeah, you can point at your heart, but that fatigue is undeniable here in round number 9.
People don't understand how much energy it takes and how great your conditioning has to be in order to keep going inside and wrestling with a guy, punching, pushing him off, then going back and doing it all over again. So even though Yarde's had a couple of good rounds, those rounds have taken an effect on him too from a conditioning standpoint. He's trying to recover with this round, and Kovalev is punching and winning this round.
And that's where sparring comes in, Dre. You know, 9th and 10th and 11th round in sparring. That's the reason why we spar. So that way, we can build up the conditioning in these later rounds.
You know, guys talk about
these tough fights.
You know, trainers talk about taking their guys 14 or 15 rounds just so they feel that confidence of being able to go a full 12. And here we don't know that with Anthony Yarde as round number 9 comes to an end. And Mrs. Kovalev, his mother, is concerned about her son's performance here after 9 rounds, although he had a good 9th round. And after the 7th round, you know, Kovalev has been here 7 times before. Yarde only once.
Don't let him out punch you. Work, work, work. This is what? This is the 10th round now? Okay. This is your round. You let him burn out himself that round, so make use of this round as head.
Yeah. 9 minutes. 9 minutes to change your life.
Kovalev found that distance right there, throws a right hand over the jab of Yarde, and comes back with the jab afterwards. Beautiful combination by Kovalev.
It was a little disconcerting. After that combination, you saw that Yarde was completely out of position. Had another left hook come in, I mean, Kovalev could do some damage.
Yarde is gassed right now. He's gassed.
His corner told him 9 more minutes to glory. This is the 10th round. Never been here before. Doesn't know what this feels like, but understands what's at stake.
Team Yarde wanted respect from the boxing world and the world at large. This is the time to go get it.
Oh, nice jab there. A stick from Sergey Kovalev. Says, here, young buck, take this. And here comes the left hook from Yarde, but it's met by a 3-4 punch combination from the 36-year-old veteran.
36 years old, and now has caught his 2nd win right now, letting his hands go, knowing the fight.
And look at the demeanor of Yarde. Once that 1-2 comes in from Sergey Kovalev, he just kind of turns in slow motion, trying to chase after Kovalev, but nothing behind that.
And Yarde is fatigued, simply put. He's fatigued, and when he's fatigued, he has no answers.
There's only one way to win a world championship, and that is by throwing punches. When he did that in the 7th and 8th rounds, it was really a solid performance from Anthony Yarde. Since then, it's been the dominance of the jab of Sergey Kovalev, who's feeding on the crowd in Chelyabinsk.
And Yarde has to make up his mind that he's going to go take this belt. Nobody's going to give it to him. He's in Kovalev's country. He looks buzzed right there. If you want the championship, you got to go take it. Nobody's going to give it to you.
Look at his hands down. There's nothing behind that shot.
You see the right hand, when he threw the right hand, you see how slow it was? Remember how quick it was in the beginning? Fatigue is definitely set in, but Yarde is not doing what got him, he gave him success earlier. He's not going down to the body of Kovalev.
Now Kovalev's going with that right hand, and he's loading it up. He understands that Yarde is tired. He understands that he's never been here before. He says, this is where champions are made. Welcome to the big leagues. Nice right hand by Yarde, but it's only one. And here's a combination punching with Sergey Kovalev, who's catching Anthony Yarde. The crowd is on its feet in Chelyabinsk, Russia, and Sergey Kovalev is feeling it.
Those are short, hard punches from Kovalev. He's very accurate with his punches. He doesn't waste anything. Those punches start to add up. They're adding up on the face of Yarde right now.
And both guys are tired. You could see how he took a step back there. Sergey Kovalev, he's digging deep, but he's finding a way to do it.
But I would rather be tired from my opponent like Kovalev than being tired from taking a beating like Yarde.
Well, he's going to take this. I don't know if he's going to get out of this round right now, but the next 2 rounds are going to be tough for Yarde.
There goes Sergey Kovalev, putting an exclamation point here on round number 10, and the bell saves Anthony Yarde. The crowd is on its feet. 7,500 came to see their hometown hero, Sergey Kovalev, defend his world title.
Everything else will come with it, okay? Yeah. Hey, now, Sergey, he's going to come out gunning. You keep him on the outside like you did that round. No need to be inside. You understand? Hold this 1 second. Give him water. Put your legs down.
Kovalev working off the jab.
Let's go.
You see the fatigue coming from Yarde. Not really throwing any punches coming back. You know, that's Kovalev letting his hands go. It was just buying him defense and also keeping Yarde at bay and taking punishment.
The crowd was out of the fight for the first 2-3 rounds. Then they got into it, and Anthony Yarde was able to take him out again to the 7th and 8th round. And here we are in the championship rounds, and this is uncharted territory for Anthony Yarde. Last round we saw Kovalev, the 36-year-old veteran, land 41. That's 5 less than Yarde threw in the entire round at a 45% clip. With a puncher like Kovalev, you cannot allow yourself to take that many shots.
Yarde is showing a lot of heart right now. He took a beating in the last round, but he's coming back. This is Yarde's last stand. If Kovalev can withstand this stand from Yarde and start to pick up where he left off the last round, it's going to spell trouble for Yarde, and Kovalev can get this fight stopped inside the distance.
When you fatigue like that, you go down and hit that canvas, you know how tough it is to get back up. You got to pick yourself up. It takes so much energy out of you when you go down like that and you're fatigued.
All that muscle you got to pick up once again, and Yarde throwing looping, long shots at Sergey Kovalev. Kovalev, though, getting a little careless defensively there. Yarde's still dangerous. He could still land a shot, but it's only arm shots right now that he's throwing. Nothing.
Sequence from Kovalev, and this fight may be over. Yarde is ready to go. The body language is different. The mindset, he's checked out. He's still trying to throw. He's still hoping that maybe he can land a big shot, but that determination is not there like it was early in this fight.
Look at that slow motion left hand from Anthony Yarde. That was lightning quick, cobra fast early on, and now it's in slow motion.
The question is, does Kovalev have enough in the tank to step on the gas strong enough to get Yarde out of it?
Kovalev looks like he got enough in the tank. That was the question. Does he have anything left? He's 36 and being in wars.
I mean, he's got to take a good look at Yarde right now.
The demeanor of Yarde. You're mentioning it, Dre. The demeanor of Yarde. Look at the way he's walking back, breathing deep, almost turning his back. And there it is. The left hook drops Anthony Yarde in round number 11.
It's over. He ain't getting up.
That's it, y'all.
It's over.
And Mama Kovalev is happy now.
That's it.
It's over.
That's it.
He can't even get up.
Sergey Kovalev with a big finish here. Sets it up. It was a jab that dropped Anthony Yarde. Lions in the camp, except the Lion is a 36-year-old champion. And Costazu approves. We got to give this much credit to Anthony Yarde. He gave everything he had in the ring tonight. It just was not his time.
I'm not surprised by the outcome. I said a late round stoppage from the beginning, but Anthony Yarde has gained my respect. I think he has a great future if he continues on in the sport, which I'm sure he will. Recover from this, learn from this, make the adjustments, and get better. And Kovalev showed that, yes, he's getting older. Yes, he's starting to age a little bit. I don't know how much longer he has in the sport, but he's still got a lot left in the tank.
And Mom liked what she saw right there. You see her celebrating.
Mom was upset early on. She was a little worried, but then out came Crusher Kovalev to come away with an 11th round knockout, the big win. He had to go through fire in the 7th and 8th round, but then when it counted the most, they're called the championship rounds for a reason, and that's where men are born and made.
Skill-wise, Yarde showed that he's able. He's more than able to stay in there with Kovalev, skill-wise. But as far as conditioning goes, he has to go back to the drawing board. He's going to have to get some sparring and do it the right way, the traditional way.
He's got to put all the weights down. He's got to take some of that armor off, thin out a little bit, just like Anthony Joshua needs to.
He can do that.
He can keep his punch count up, and yeah, he needs to start sparring so he can test himself in camp, not the night of the fight.
And the crowd was just going crazy for Sergey Kovalev. A great ovation for the champion who retains his belt. There's Marco Contreras, part of the Boxing Academy, the Igis Clemens Boxing Academy in Oxnard, California. And the smile on the face of Sergey Kovalev, who proved a lot tonight. He had to do some digging tonight and find himself.
Yeah, Sergey Kovalev was a punch or two away from getting stopped himself. So, but he rallied. He, got himself together. He showed the heart of a champion. Like we talked about this in the beginning. He's an old lion with scars, so he's been there before. So he understood what he needed to do to get back into the fight. Yarde, totally uncharted territory for him.
And we mentioned the fact that in the 8th round, that was somewhere he had never been before. And Yarde, that was his best round when he had Kovalev hurt. But then you mentioned in round 11, this may be his last stand. I think round 8 was his last stand.
Officially
was.
In the end, it's Sergey Kovalev, 36 years old, experienced, and we have 38 professional fights, 160 championship rounds. All that experience came to bear on his way to victory. Let's listen to the official time of the stoppage.
Дорогие друзья, перед объявлением результата аплодисменты бойцам! Referee Luis Pavon, start the contest. 2 minutes, 4 seconds, round 11, and the winner by TKO, Steel. Sergey Kovalev!
And there you have Mama coming in to give Sergey Crusher Kovalev a hug. He earned it because he came in here, he fought an intelligent fight, he got the big finish that he needed. And Sergey Kovalev may have just set himself up for a huge payday.
I think he did, Bernardo. I think he did.
I think so too. All right, this is only the beginning. We've got a great fall coming for you. Next week, it's Lomachenko Campbell from London.